If I ask you, what does home insurance cover? What comes to mind first? For most people, home insurance means coverage for your house and its contents. But there is a lot more included in the typical home insurance policy. In this video, we're going to go over one of the often forgotten but essential coverages: loss of use. Loss of use coverage is a broad term, and you might find it in any sort of insurance policy. When your property is damaged in an insured loss, you won't be able to use it for however long it takes to repair or replace it. Loss of use coverage helps you cover extra expenses that you need to pay while you can't use the damaged property. For example, let's look at car insurance. Your policy will often cover the cost of a rental car while your regular vehicle gets repaired, as long as those repairs are covered by your policy. But we're here today to talk about home insurance, which has its own loss of use coverages. Depending on your policy, the coverage might be called loss of use, coverage D, or additional living expenses. Additional living expenses coverage helps you pay extra costs when you can't live in your home after it's been damaged. Additional living expenses is kind of a mouthful, so let's call it ALE from now on. When you're unable to live in your home following an insured loss, ALE coverage will help you cover extra living costs until you can move back in. There are basically two scenarios where ALE coverage would kick in: direct damage or civil authority order. Direct damage is the obvious one. It's when your home gets directly damaged. A fire, water, smoke, an earthquake, aliens, or some other disaster. It will need to be repaired or rebuilt, and in the meantime, ALE coverage would apply. In the case of a civil authority order, your home doesn't need to suffer damage at all. Instead, if you're ordered to leave your home by a civil authority, ALE coverage would cover your increased living costs until you can return. Civil authorities include police, military, or any government agency that might need to order evacuations. There is an important limitation to remember with ALE coverage. It only applies if you can't live in your home because of something that your policy normally covers. That's true whether it's a direct damage scenario or an evacuation order. Pretend you have an example insurance policy that includes coverage for fire damage to your house, but not earthquake damage. If a fire damaged your house, the coverage would pay for repairs and for your extra living expenses while the repairs took place. If you were ordered to evacuate because of an approaching wildfire, your ALE coverage would pay your extra expenses until you could go back home. But if an earthquake damaged your home, your policy would not cover the cost of repairs nor living expenses. If an authority ordered you to evacuate because of an earthquake, you wouldn't have ALE coverage either. It's yet another reason you want to find a comprehensive home insurance policy that covers as many events as possible. Incidentally, Square One is an insurance provider that happens to offer precisely that type of policy. So now you know when ALE kicks in. But what does it actually cover? First, it covers lodging. Whether you need to stay in a hotel or rent a furnished apartment, ALE will help cover the extra costs. Next, it covers food. If you're living in a hotel, you might find that you have to spend more on food than you would at home. ALE covers transportation costs. Suppose your temporary accommodations make your commute more expensive, or you need to use ride shares or taxis more often. In either case, the extra costs can fall under ALE coverage. It also covers temporary storage. If you need to remove some of your home's contents during the repairs, you can claim the storage costs under ALE coverage. ALE will also cover pet accommodation. If your temporary accommodation doesn't let your pet stay with you, ALE coverage can help pay to put your pet up in a kennel. There are also utilities to consider. If you're moving out of your house, you'll usually have to suspend your cable, internet, hydro, and other utilities. If that ends up costing you, ALE can help cover it. Okay, so ALE coverage isn't unlimited. First of all, you'll only have coverage up to the limit specified on your policy. Many insurance providers include a limit of ALE coverage based on a percentage of the policy's building coverage. Square One customers can choose an ALE coverage limit that suits them. Either way, once you hit the limit, you won't be able to claim any more living expenses for that particular event. ALE also only covers extra expenses, meaning those that you incur because of the loss. For example, you still need to make mortgage payments and cell phone payments, and it only covers reasonable expenses. So no, your insurance won't pay for steak and lobster every night while you're away from home. If you're a tenant, your landlord might give you a rebate on your rent while your home undergoes repairs. If that's the case, the rebate would be deducted from your additional living expenses payments. And finally, any ALE claim you make will be subject to your policy's deductible. Remember that word? Yeah, you do. If you find yourself in a position where you'll need to make an ALE claim, the first thing is to contact your insurance provider and start the claim process. That goes for basically any insurance claim. Your provider will assign an adjuster to your claim, and your adjuster will walk you through what to do. When it comes to ALE claims, the most important thing is saving receipts and documenting your expenses. That will help ensure quick and painless reimbursement from your insurer. ALE coverage can differ here and there depending on your provider. Make sure to ask them if you have any questions about your policy specifically. Having the right ALE coverage can take some stress out of a very stressful situation. Do you have any questions about additional living expenses or loss of use in home insurance? Let us know in the comments and we'll be happy to answer them. To get a quote on your home insurance in less than 5 minutes with an ALE limit of your choosing, you can visit squareone.ca or click the link on the screen. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this helpful. That type of policy. Breathe! If you find yourself in a position where you'll need to make an to get a quote on your home. Oh my God! Now I'm thinking about to get a goat.